Have you ever stood at the edge of something that seemed impossible? Perhaps it was a tough conversation you kept avoiding, a goal that felt too daunting, or a new habit you promised yourself to start but never did. That moment when you know exactly what needs to be done, but every part of you wants to turn away, that's where most people stop. It's easier to scroll, to distract yourself, or to wait for some sudden burst of motivation. But deep down, you know the truth. If you always stop there, nothing ever changes. Our brains are wired to resist challenges. They seek safety, comfort, and the easiest path. And in today's world, comfort is everywhere. On-demand entertainment, endless distractions, even shortcuts to avoid the problems we don't want to face. It's no wonder we shy away from difficulty. But here's the catch. Every time you choose ease over effort, you're reinforcing to your brain that comfort is king. And that comes with a cost. Missed opportunities, stalled growth, and the loss of the chance to become the person you know you're capable of being. What if you could change that? What if you could train your mind to see difficult tasks not as barriers, but as chances to embrace discomfort as the price of progress? It's not easy, and it won't happen overnight, but it's possible and necessary. Because the life you desire, the growth you crave, the strength you admire in others, it's all on the other side of doing the hard things you've been avoiding. In this video, we'll dive deep into why it's so tough to face resistance, what happens when we avoid it, and most importantly, how to retrain your brain to face it head-on. This isn't just about willpower, it's about rewiring your mind to work with you, not against you. It's about reclaiming your ability to act, even when it's uncomfortable. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or afraid to take that first step, this is for you. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on videos like this. Let's get started. The weight of avoidance. What's one hard thing you've been avoiding, and why? Maybe it's a difficult conversation you've been dreading, a workout you promised yourself to start, or a project that's been sitting untouched on your to-do list for weeks. Whatever it is, chances are you've found every excuse to put it off. You tell yourself you'll handle it tomorrow, but tomorrow never feels any easier. Deep down, you know it's not just about being too busy or not ready. It's about the weight of avoidance, a quiet, heavy resistance that pulls you away from what you know you should do. Think about this for a moment. How often do you find yourself stuck in that pattern? Here's a simple example. You set a goal to exercise more, pack your gym clothes, and tell yourself today's the day. But when the time comes, you find reasons to delay. I'm too tired. I'll go after this episode. Or, it's just one day. It won't matter. Before you know it, one missed workout turns into weeks of inaction. The irony? Avoiding discomfort only makes it harder to start next time. Avoidance feels good, at least for a moment. It's like a sigh of relief. Not today. But that relief doesn't last, and it comes at a price. Every time you avoid something hard, you're teaching your brain that discomfort is something to be avoided, and that's a dangerous message. This isn't your fault. It's just how our brains are wired. For centuries, avoiding pain and conserving energy helped us survive. But in today's world, where survival isn't typically at risk, this instinct works against us. Instead of protecting us, it holds us back. Here's the truth we don't talk about enough. Growth, the kind that makes life richer and more meaningful, only happens when we confront discomfort. That tough conversation you're avoiding, it could lead to a deeper understanding. That project you keep putting off, it could open doors you never imagined. But the cost of avoidance is always the same: stagnation. And over time, stagnation leads to regret. If you're tired of that cycle, know this. Pushing past resistance is a skill, not a talent. It's not about sheer willpower. It's about learning to view discomfort as a signal to lean in, not retreat. The hard things you're avoiding aren't obstacles, they're invitations to grow. Why hard things are hard? Why is it so difficult to start a project, have a conversation, or stick to a habit that could change your life? It's not because you're lazy or incapable. The truth is your brain is wired to avoid hard things. It wants to keep you safe, conserve energy, and chase instant gratification. This worked well for our ancestors when survival depended on avoiding danger. But in the world we live in now, where growth requires discomfort, that same wiring can hold us back. At the heart of this resistance is a simple concept. Your brain loves the path of least resistance. Every time you avoid something hard, you get a small rush of relief. Dopamine, a chemical reward for staying in your comfort zone. Dopamine isn't inherently bad. It's what makes us feel good when we achieve something or enjoy an activity. But today's world is full of cheap dopamine. Social media, video games, binge-worthy shows, and endless snacks, all delivering dopamine with minimal effort. Here's the problem. Easy dopamine tricks your brain into thinking you're accomplishing something, even when you're not moving forward. Meanwhile, tasks that could truly change your life, writing that novel, committing to a fitness routine, building a skill, require sustained effort without an immediate reward. Your brain sees these as threats because they're hard and uncertain, so it nudges you toward easier options instead. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you consistently choose the easy path, you weaken your ability to handle effort and discomfort. It's like skipping the gym every day. You lose strength over time. But when you choose to push through hard tasks, even in small ways, you're training your brain to tolerate discomfort and grow stronger. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, understood this well. He believed that obstacles weren't barriers but opportunities to build strength. The impediment to action advances action. In today's world, distractions make this mindset harder to embrace. We're surrounded by convenience. Social media algorithms designed to keep us scrolling. Apps that provide instant gratification, endless entertainment. These distractions aren't just convenient, they're addictive. And the more we rely on them, the harder it becomes to face discomfort head-on. Now imagine someone who's never exercised deciding to run a marathon. They lace up their shoes, hit the track, and within minutes, they're overwhelmed and ready to quit. Not because they can't do it, but because their muscles aren't trained for it. The same is true for your brain. If you've spent years avoiding hard things, it's no surprise that facing one feels overwhelming. But just like your body grows stronger with consistent training, your brain can too. Doing hard things builds psychological resilience, mental toughness that only comes from effort. It's not about being born with exceptional focus or perseverance. It's about showing up every day, even when it's tough, and proving to yourself that you can. Think about a time when you pushed through something difficult. Maybe a tough exam, a rocky relationship, or sticking to a fitness goal. Do you remember how it felt afterward? That sense of pride and accomplishment? That's neurological. Every time you face resistance and keep going, you're rewiring your brain to associate effort with reward, not just discomfort. That's why hard things are hard. They demand more than just skill or knowledge. They require courage, the courage to face uncertainty, discomfort, and even failure. But the rewards of doing hard things are unmatched. They don't just build achievements, they build character. So the next time resistance creeps in, remind yourself, the challenge you're facing isn't just an obstacle. It's an opportunity to train your mind, build strength, and grow.